Hello dear students, welcome back in the second part of these antineoplastic drugs prepared by myself, Arif Khan. In this part we will see first, that is busulfan. Busulfan, it is an alkylating agent which is a white, odorless, slight bitter crystalline powder and slightly soluble in water. As far as the chemical property of busulfan is concerned, when it is heated with sodium hydroxide solution, it gives an intense characteristic pyridine-like odor. So that on the basis of its odor, it can be identified, and that will be one of the chemical property of busulfan. It alkylate cysteine residue in protein, means it's an alkylating agent that will causes an alkylation of the cysteine amino acid residue in a protein, and hence it alter the protein. If it got alter the protein, that protein will not be available for the division, cell division or cell multiplication. So hence it may be acting as an anti-cancer drug by inhibiting the cell replication, particularly the tumor cell replication can be inhibited. Next, stability storage condition, it should be stored in tightly closed light resistance container. This is a simple storage condition, instruction is there. Next, it is used in the treatment of chronic granulocytic leukemia. Like we are calling leukemia, means it's a blood cancer. So chronic granulocytic leukemia, the leukemia are the blood cancer related with the granulocytes. Then chronic myeloid leukemia, then polycythemia vera polycythemia, again this will be the again a type of a blood cancer. Essential thrombocytopenia, this is again the one of the type of blood cancer. Next, myosclerosis, that is the sclerosis of the spinal cord. This will be again the use of these antineoplastic agent, that is busulfan, used in myosclerosis. Pharmaceutical formulation busulfan tablet, then the brand include busulfan, myospam and myoleucon. Okay, so these all are the brands for this busulfan. Next drug we are talking about, that is cisplatin. Cisplatin will have platinum in the central structure and having two amino group, and the chloro groups are attached to this platinum. Hence this will form the structure platinum. As the structure is not important one, only we are going to discuss its chemistry and the presence of the amino group and the chloro group in this, because as the name itself indicating is cisplatin, so cisplatin will have platinum in its structure. The physical property includes the white color which is odorless, light bitter, and it is lyophilized powder. Lyophilized means it is say freeze dried powder, because it may subjected for deterioration when it is heat dried, or so for that the freeze drying process is preferred to prepare its lyophilized powder and make it dry by using freeze drying. So very slightly soluble in water. Next, stability storage, it should be stored in tightly closed light resistance container. Uses, so it is used in the treatment of metastatic testicular carcinoma, that is testicular cancer, and metastatic means which can be able to spread. So this particularly the cancer, ovarian cancer or metastatic ovarian carcinoma, in this treatment of in the treatment of these, the drug we are using, that this drug we are using. Next, cisplatin, this drug we are using. Advanced bladder carcinoma, so in bladder cancer also this drug is effective one. Then cervical cancer, or head neck cancer, small cell cancer of the lungs. For all these types of cancer, this cisplatin is effective one. Effective is used in the treatment of all these types of cancer. Next, the pharmaceutical formulation include the injectable, and the brand name include platinol. This is a platinol which is the brand available, and aquaplat. Plat stand for on both in these brand, the plat term comes, it means that it's a platinum containing or it's a cisplatin containing. Okay, so it will be available in the injection form. Now we are moving toward the next categories of the drug, that is antimetabolites. So as far as the name itself indicating antimetabolites, so these are say altered metabolite, or we can say that these are analogous of metabolite, but they having structural difference, little bit difference, or that may be acting as antagonist. Okay, so these are the compound which prevent the biosynthesis and utilization of the normal cellular metabolites, are called as antimetabolites, or they are usually closely related to the normal metabolites, and they are result from small changes in the structure of the metabolite, that is they are bioesters of the normal metabolites. They having structural similarity, that's why they are competing with the normal metabolites, and they are inhibiting the normal process, because normal metabolite will not taking part in the reaction or in the biosynthesis. These anti-metabolite take it parts itself of its instead of these normal metabolites, and will inhibit the process of cell division, cell multiplication, and hence it may be acting as an anti-cancer or anti-tumor, because it will inhibit the growth of cell, or it will prevent the growth of the cancerous cell. Now, amongst these, the first example amongst these anti-metabolite includes the methotrexate. Methotrexate is having a term that is amethopterine, or is also called as methylaminopterine. So because of due to the pteridine ring in its structure, so methotrexate is also called as amethopterine as well as the methylaminopterine. Now, as far as the mechanism is concerned, these methotrexate have a structural similarity with the folic acid. We know folic acid, it is actually a vitamin B9 which promote the hemopoiesis, which promote the growth factor, which is an hematinic factor. So particularly this methotrexate, it is actually it's a folic acid analog, and methotrexate is a folic acid analog, hence it compete for folic acid and inhibit the biosynthesis of tetrahydrofolic acid, which is required for the cell division. So it inhibits the tetrahydrofolic acid biosynthesis and helps into preventing the growth of the cancerous cells and inhibit the growth of cancerous cell. So this is the way you can see that the methotrexate and the folic acid, only this remaining structure is same, only the difference instead of these hydroxy group of folic acid, there will be amino group in methotrexate, as well as these amino group is substituted with the methyl group. The remaining is same, like it will have the tree part, that is structure of stearic acid, glutamic acid. So like same, but the two differences are there, and that's why it may be structural similarity and the difference, hence acting as antagonist and will compete with the folic acid and will prevent the biosynthesis. Now the physical properties of methotrexate, it's a yellow, orange, odorless, slightly bitter crystalline powder, very slightly soluble in water. Stability storage is as usual, it should be stored in tightly closed light resistance container. Now as far as the uses of this methotrexate is the most preferable drug used in the breast cancer. Next, it is used as an antineoplastic agent used in the treatment of acute lymphatic leukemia, that is a blood cancer, breast carcinoma, ovarian cancer, testicular cancer, osteosarcoma. Osteo stand for it's a bone cancer actually. Sarcoma again related with the bone cancer. So most of all these types of cancer like lymphatic leukemia, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, testicular cancer, osteosarcoma, head and neck carcinoma, lungs cancer, severe psoriasis, in which again the skin are getting damaged. You can see that there is a scaly formation of the skin due to the psoriasis. In this treatment also this drug will be effective one, that is methotrexate. And severe psoriasis, leukemic meningitis also, in the treatment of leukemic meningitis, this methotrexate is useful one. Next, methotrexate formulation include methotrexate tablet and the injection. The popular brand names available for these methotrexates include the biotrexate and the neotrexate. You can see the biotrexate and the neotrexate, these two are the brands available for the drug methotrexate. Next we are talking about the next antimetabolite, that is mercaptopurine, or is also called as 6-mercaptopurine. You can see that this is the structure of these mercaptopurine or 6-mercaptopurine. So this is a purine nucleus. On the purine nucleus, on the 6th position, there is a say mercapto group, S double bond mercapto group, and that's why 6th position mercapto group, 6-mercaptopurine. 6-mercaptopurine. It's a purine analog which will be say compete with that of the purine types of nitrogenous bases, and will incorporate these 6-mercaptopurine itself incorporate into the growing DNA chain, and that DNA will be the altered DNA, will not be useful for the cell or will not support the cell multiplication or the replication, and hence it may be acting as the inhibiting the cell or cytotoxic, or we can say that will prevent the growth of cancerous cells, and hence acting as an antineoplastic or anti-cancer drug. Physical properties, it's yellow orange color, odorless, light bitter crystalline powder, very slightly soluble in water, and when it's saturated, alcoholic solution is treated with the alcoholic solution, a white precipitate is obtained. Storage is as usual that it should be stored in tightly closed light resistance container. Next, as far as the uses of these antimetabolite, that is 6-mercaptopurine is concerned, or mercaptopurine is concerned, it is an cytotoxic agent, means it will kill the cells, particularly will kill the cancerous cell, and this will be used for the treatment of these acute lymphatic leukemia, acute lymphatic cancer. Then chronic granulocytic leukemia, in this also this drug will be useful one. It is also an immunosuppressive agent, and hence it is used in the nephrotic syndrome or autoimmune disorders like hemolytic anemia and severe rheumatoid arthritis and systemic lupus erythematosus. So all these, like this will be the one of the use of this 6-mercaptopurine as an immunosuppressive agent, because immunosuppressive agents mostly used in particularly in the autoimmune diseases in which the immunity is automatically gets stimulated and antibodies are produced against the own cells to suppress the immune system, to prevent the damage of the own cell by own antibodies. So the immunosuppressive agents are useful one, and particularly we have a hemolytic anemia, like severe rheumatoid arthritis and systemic lupus erythematosus. So these are all again some of the examples of the autoimmune disorder, and the treatment of these to suppress the immunity, this particularly immunosuppressive agents are useful. Now, as far as this drug is concerned, 6-mercaptopurine, it is used in combination or conjunction with the folic acid antagonist, that is methotrexate, in combination with the methotrexate, because folic acid antagonist we had seen just the example methotrexate. So it is used in combination with the folic acid antagonist. It is used to treat the choriocarcinoma, that is the uterine cancer. Nowadays it's a major problem amongst the women, that is uterine cancer. Maybe there are a number of reasons for that. So in order to treatment of this uterine cancer, this drug is again a useful one, 6-mercaptopurine. Next, azathioprine. So azathioprine, it is one of the drug which has a structural similarity to that of the purine, or we can say that this drug is a additional group. You can see that it has an azole ring, that is imidazole ring, with the 2 nitro and methyl substitution. So azole ring on this mercaptopurine is called as azathioprine, or we can say that this part is an additional part apart from these mercaptopurine, and hence it acting as a prodrug. This azathioprine acting as a prodrug of the mercaptopurine, 6-mercaptopurine, because it undergo the hydrolysis and breakdown of this linkage, so that finally in the body, or after its metabolism, it convert into the finally 6-mercaptopurine, which is the previous drug we had seen. So azathioprine is a prodrug of 6-mercaptopurine. As far as the physical property is concerned, it's a pale yellow, odorless, slightly bitter crystalline powder. It is insoluble in water. And as far as the storage stability is concerned, it is stored in tightly closed light resistance container. Now it is slowly converted to the mercaptopurine. Thus, I already told you that it is converted into mercaptopurine into the body. Thus, it has a slow onset and prolonged duration of action. Means it making prodrug, and it's a prodrug of mercaptopurine, and it is slow onset and prolonged duration of action. That will be the advantage of using this prodrug instead of directly using the mercaptopurine. It is used as a similar as like that of the mercaptopurine, because it will convert finally into a mercaptopurine into the body itself. As far as the formulations are concerned, pharmaceutical formulation, azathioprine tablet, then azathioprine injection USP. These are particularly the pharmaceutical formulations of these azathioprine, and the brand names includes this Imuran is a brand, as well as Azamune is a brand. Okay, Azamune is because this may be used as an immunosuppressive agent, that's why Azamune this brand is being developed over here, and Immunoran again we use as a immunosuppressant because finally it converts into mercaptopurine. Mercaptopurine is used as immunosuppressant. So Imuran again a brand, as well as Azamune again it's a brand available for this azathioprine. So next remaining anti-cancer agents or antineoplastic agent we will see in the next part. Thank you. Thanks for watching these videos.